It was really not too long, really after Brexit happened properly, that we started to see a lot of businesses really start to suffer being removed, obviously, from things like the single market and customs union, because again, that's what allowed them to trade so freely and easily. Not just being in the same customs union, but having the same rules, regulations, made things so much more easier. Now, of course, we're out. And the Conservatives have been very, very adamant that we are going to diverge. Exactly on what and where and when, we still don't know. This seems to be handed over to Jacob Rees-Mogg to decide upon all those answers. So we're still sitting and waiting for him, shall we say, to return his homework on that particular assignment. But of course, this has led to other businesses. We often talk about the seed company in Doncaster. They were a pet food company that specialized in sort of giving, seeds for birds and other, various pets. They lost, and again, I want to repeat this, they lost 30% of their business. 30% of their business was done trading and sending their produce to Europe. So 30% of that business is just gone. How does a business recover from that? That is 30% of business where they no longer get that income from, or it's even harder now for them to sell their produce into Europe because, again, of not being in the single market customs union and not being in the same regulatory alignment makes it far harder for them to trade with all that stuff. And we've been over other businesses. They are not alone. They are not alone. And what is a business to do when you lose that amount of your business? Well, today we're going to go over some of the fashion industry and trouble that they are having, because just don't think it's in one area. A lot of areas are experiencing this. And if you think 30% was a standard, I think there are other businesses that could be losing a lot more than that. A lot more. So anyway, before we go jumping into this article, please do remember to hit that like, share button. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button as well. And of course, down below, there are links to my Patreon page and a one-off link called Buy Me Coffee, where you can buy me coffee. And as always, thank you very much for tuning in, watching, and supporting the channel. So on with this. This is we've covered these before, an industry-specific magazine. This is Drapers. This is it's about the fashion businesses here in the UK. It's like their industry body magazine. So the title is Brexit forces British brands to retreat from Europe. Growing numbers of UK fashion brands and retailers have started to cut ties with European wholesale stockists, and as bureaucracy, complex custom procedures, VAT, and tariffs issuing from, of course, the Prime Minister's Boris Johnson's post-Brexit trade deal, coupled with wider cost pressures, now making trading difficult with the EU unviable. Unviable. What happens if your business is trading with the EU and now it's just unviable? That's a lot of money and profit you are missing out on. In February, Jules issued a profit warning, citing increased freighting costs and Brexit-related import duties that came into effect of January of 2021. To try and tackle these issues, the lifestyle retailer is significantly reducing its stockist base of more than 1,700 accounts worldwide by trimming agreements with some of those small and medium-sized stockists and EU sales agents for the autumn and winter of 2022. So by not selling to those stockists, you're immediately going, not only are you retreating from the market, but you're losing out on profit. There is a large tail of accounts that add to so much complexity to the group, not just in terms of operational headcount, but also in terms of supply chain complexity. Investment group Libertal Capital, the broker for AIM listed jewels, said that these accounts anticipated a reduce of around 450 to around 80. That's a lot of customer base you are cutting out of. In its latest financial results for 26 weeks for the 26 weeks of November, the 20th of November 2022, published in February, Jules reported lower than expected wholesale revenue. And Liberum said the results from the customer cancellations because of late deliveries of the autumn-winter 21 product. Simon Cater also is reducing his European wholesale footprint because of Brexit issues. Drapers understands that since January of 2020, the menswear brand has gradually cut its whole European wholesale partners from 12 to just around 6. Again, that could be who knows how much of their business they are losing out by cutting down their wholesalers from like 12 to 6, because that's a massive market you could be cutting out on. You don't know where those wholesalers are selling to. Could be massive. So since Brexit, our European wholesaler business has virtually disappeared. Owner Simon Carr said, the reasons are entirely because of Brexit. We once moved out of the single market. We are no longer able to do frictionless trade. The combination of the administrative costs, paperwork, VAT fees, and other admin costs meant that financially it just wasn't worth doing. And we are only have a handful of wholesale accounts left. I really don't think I need to go on from this, but yeah. How much of that business has that guy lost? Hundreds, not hundreds, probably millions. It could be even close to the billions. But doing that, and that's going to be, well, they're going to cut back on investment in the company. That means probably less creating products, means less opportunities to maybe market those products. Meaning again, you probably cut your admin, maybe your sales team, maybe you cut your relationship staff to your sales team, because again, you've lost all those accounts. Maybe you don't need all those salesmen around anymore. So again, that's job losses. Maybe you don't need as many people making and working your product as you used to do, because again, you've lost who knows how much percentage of his business he's lost just by, and he said it there. It is financially just unviable to trade with Europe. That's our closest market. We've said this time and time again. Europe is our closest market. And again, with trade gravity, people always trade with their closest neighbors first. And if you can't do that, where do you go? Doesn't matter that we've got trade deals with Australia or New Zealand. They're halfway around the world. It boggles belief the damage I think this has done. And I think it may be the end of this year, maybe next year. I think we'll start to see even more damage of what this is really, really doing to businesses and just how much money they have lost as a result. And that's money they could have spent hiring new people, developing new products to go to market, all kinds of stuff. That is devastating to UK businesses. Absolutely devastating. And this, again, is all down to nothing other than Brexit. So once again, as always, thank you very much for joining us. Please do remember to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And of course, down below, there are links to my Patreon page and one after link called Buy Me Coffee, where you can, buy me coffee. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you all next time.